Hi, I am Jerrod Meyer. I'm a lieutenant here at Delhi Township Police Department. Um, as of June 5th, I've been in law enforcement for 22 years. One of the things that got me into the profession, my grandfather was a police officer for Cincinnati Police back in the 50s. He retired in the late 70s. And it wasn't ever really at the forefront of my mind, but it was always something that, I thought about and something I respected. So when I was in a pre-pharmacy program, and I was in a spot where I didn't necessarily want to do that for the next 30 years. Wanted a little more excitement, a little something I could be out in the community actually doing more things day to day, and kind of fell into this profession. Um, it's a very rewarding job. It can be very challenging, but some of the most rewarding things, sometimes I've been doing this long enough, I'll come across somebody that maybe was a victim that I dealt with, someday maybe I arrested, somebody, maybe you cut a break, but you come across them years later and have an interaction with them, and they talk about how that impacted them. Sometimes it sparked them to make a change in their life. Sometimes it was just a really impactful, experience for them, and having that, follow up down the road can be very rewarding. Obviously, there's stress involved. It can be dangerous and it can be stressful. I think having the right training is very important, because no matter what that situation is, if it's something you've thought about, if it's something you've planned for, if it's something you've trained for, then your response is going to be a lot more measured. It's those things that you've never prepared for or conceived before that can really throw you off. Advice for somebody that's looking to get in this profession. It's still a very rewarding profession. I think one of the most important skills to have is people skills. So sometimes people say, oh, what should I do? I want to be a cop when I grow up. Should I go into this program or that? Honestly, anything where you're interacting with people, interacting with the public, that's going to help you build that skill. We can teach somebody how to write a ticket, how to use a piece of equipment, how to do the technical skills of the job, but it's very, very hard to teach somebody how to speak with somebody and interact with them. Those are skills you have to learn by doing. And then, I can speak for this department. We really try to build those partnerships with the community by taking every opportunity to interact when it's not in an enforcement situation. We want to give people a chance to interact with our officers, not necessarily on a traffic stop or when they show up to their house at 2 a.m. So we participate in a lot of community events, a lot of the township community events, whether it's something like an open house or a Citizens Police Academy. We work with the schools a lot to participate in some of the enrichment programs, just so they get to know the officers that are going to be patrolling their communities and interacting with them and learn how they do the things that they do.